Hey friends, it's Leah Lawson sharing my second YouTube video ever with you. I'm having such a fun time learning this process and I can't wait to share more. This week is Sweet Peek Week at SugarPea Designs, which means all week long we are sharing projects featuring all of the brand new products that will be available on Friday evening. Today I have this sweet little Paris themed birthday card that's going to go to one of my really good friends who happens to just love Paris. I featured some brand new stamps and dies that I think you're just going to love. I featured the postage stamp cover plate, which we actually introduced yesterday, but like I said, it's one of my favorites. I also featured the ParisScape SugarCut, which is really fun, and we have a matching London scape as well. And then I also added in a sentiment from this Chic Wishes stamp set, which has just some really amazing sentiments to it. To get started, I just cut a white cardstock block to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and then I started blending some distressed oxide inks in a gradient fashion to it. Like my card yesterday, I did use my two favorite pinks, but I started with the carved pumpkin color first before adding in the pinks. I still blended the inks in a gradient fashion. The inspiration behind this background is that really beautiful and dreamy sunset that you see in that magic hour in summertime, where the colors are just beautiful oranges and pinks, and it almost seems like the sunset is just sparkling. That was the inspiration behind my background today. So I chose to blend together these two pinks and the orange to create that look. Like I mentioned before, I feel a little bit awkward in the ink blending and recording myself. So I've really fast forwarded this in order for you to not have to see minutes upon minutes of me kind of awkwardly blending ink, but I think that you will absolutely get the gist of what I'm going for between blending from the orange, carved pumpkin, to worn lipstick, to tattered rose. This background is really beautiful as is, but I decided to utilize the awesome reaction that oxide ink has with water-based products. So I flipped just some clear water on it with my hands and then picked it up with a paper towel to reveal that really pretty bleached look that oxide inks have when they react with water. I also wanted to add some golden splatters to really keep with my beautiful magic hour sunset theme. As you can see, they weren't quite set, so my gold paint is a little gloopy, but it worked out just fine. I used 2 sizes of watercolor brushes in order to get a couple of different sizes of paint splatters, which I find just really adds to that background. And then the final step was just adding some shimmer spray to the background, which you will notice more when you see the pictures at the end. I use Heidi's Spot Color Shine, but you can really use any shimmer spray that you happen to have on hand. Next, I focused on die cutting all of the elements that I needed for my card front. I started by die cutting the large postage stamp sugar cut from that really pretty blended ink background that I created. You're going to see me here in a minute. I kind of fumble around with pulling the metal die off with the washi tape. I probably should have clipped this, but you know what? It's there for posterity's sake. It's something to learn from. And it's there, and I'm not getting rid of it. So I'm just talking through it for now. But it worked, and I've got my really beautiful postage stamp background. Next, I die cut the ParisScape from heavyweight black cardstock. We are also introducing a London scape. I didn't use it on my card today. I focused on the ParisScape because I have a very dear friend named Megan who absolutely loves Paris. And I've decided that this card will grace her mailbox in December when it is her birthday. I have no idea if she reads my blog or will see this video, but if she does, sorry Megan, spoiler alert, you know what your birthday card is going to look like. I also die cut the ParisScape from some gray cardstock as well. The point for the gray cardstock layer is just to act as a shadow for the black layer, which you will see actually proves to be pretty successful later on in the video, and I'm actually really, really happy that I decided to do it. This die cuts beautifully, so you're going to get a really great intricate cut no matter what die cutting machine you're using. Next, it was time to stamp the sentiment. I have to apologize for the really terrible reflection of the ring lights that I was using in my Misty. I papercraft in my basement, and I'm still kind of figuring out the whole lighting aspect down here for creating videos. So, it is what it is right now. I stamped the sentiment to just black cardstock using my embossing ink. And then I covered it in white embossing powder. I did make sure to use my powder tool beforehand, but it never fails. I always have a few stragglers, so I just brushed those stragglers off with a little makeup brush. I did, unfortunately, accidentally brush off a little bit of the H this time around, so I just added a little bit more embossing powder, and no harm, no foul. It worked out. Once I had the embossing powder on there the way that I like it, I just set it with my heat gun. This is just your standard heat embossing, so nothing really to elaborate on. Then I trimmed the sentiment down and cut a banner edge to the left side, and then I'm adhering it to that background with some foam dots just to give it a little bit of added dimension. It's a little weird recording yourself when you're trying to make sure that something is straight, so that's the reason for the weird angles on the card. I created my card base from just some heavy weight white cardstock using my trusty SugarPea, one of my very favorite tools. I actually have the large one, but they do make a smaller one if that fits your area better. I then adhered that whole background to my card front on white craft foam. I just cover blocks of white craft foam with wider score tape in order to get really nice foam coverage so I don't have any weird warping. Next I proceeded to adhere the gray die cut of the ParisScape. This is meant to be more of the shadow to the black. So I used my Zig 2-way pen and glued the gray layer directly to the card and then just trimmed away the excess. Off camera, I added the foam dots to the black layer and then added them over top of the gray layer just a little bit off center so it would look just like a shadow. And it really does. I'm actually really excited about how it turned out. I knew that I wanted the ParisScape to have a little bit of shimmer to it, but I didn't really want to cut it from glitter paper or glitter cardstock. So instead of that, I just decided to paint over the black cardstock with my Wink of Stella pen, and it really added just the perfect shimmer. You're going to see it in the pictures at the end, and it's really, really so pretty. So the final step to my card, and my very favorite step, is adding my signature jewels tucked here and there. These are iridescent jewels that I get at just my local craft store. They are self-adhesive, and they're just a perfect little accent to really complement a sentiment or something along those lines. So that is my chic little Paris themed birthday card that's going to go to my friend Megan. I'm sorry, Megan, that I'm spoiling your birthday card for you. So all of these products will be available from SugarPea Designs on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for watching my second YouTube video. I really appreciate it. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. I know I'm not a pro, but I would love for you to follow along on my journey as I figure this whole video thing out. Other than that, I really hope that you enjoyed my card today, and I will be back later to share more. Have a wonderful day.